Hello, welcome to episode 6 of Inventor Basics. In this episode we're going to look at surfaces and go through the basics of all these surfaces features that we can use. As you can see below, I've already created some IPTs so I don't have to draw them, and I'm going to try and put these IPTs in the YouTube description or upload them somewhere, so if you wanted to download them and then copy what I did, which might help you, then you can open these files, copy what I did, might help you learn. To start off with, we're going to do a stitch command feature, and to do this we need to create a surface, so we're going to use patch. I will go through patch in the next to show you, but to start off with now I need to use patch to create a surface. Now with patch, just select the close profile, click apply. It's created a surface, as you can see. Now we need to get the other sketch back, so as we've done in previous videos, select sketch, right click, share sketch, we have that sketch back. So now we can create another surface with patch. Now as you can see, these two surfaces, 2mm to the center point, and that one's 2mm, so the distance these two surfaces apart is 4mm, as we can see there. Now with the stitch command we can stitch these together. So what I will do is I will make the sketch invisible so we can see it better. Right, so if we select stitch, we have maximum tolerance. Now the maximum tolerance is the maximum distance apart the surfaces can be for it to stitch. So at the moment it's 5mm. So if anything 5mm less, it will stitch together. Anything 5mm and greater, it won't. If we use we'll do the 5mm first to show it working, then we can change it. Now we select the surfaces, which is this surface and this surface. Now if I click done, it will not stitch them together. What I need to do is click apply. So if I select that surface and that surface, then click apply, you can see it's put these numbers in, and once I click done, you can see now that is one surface. Whereas when I just click done, it still remained as two. Right, so we'll go back. Now if I go to stitch, put the maximum tolerance as 1mm, select that patch, click apply. As you can see, it will not stitch together because these are 4mm, and it will tell us that there as well. So if I click done, not stitch together, double click or edit it, go to 5mm, apply, done. Now that is stitched together. Also, that was two surfaces on one plane. It will also work in other ways. I just thought I'd do a different angle to show you. So patch, select profile, OK, select that profile, OK. The distance will show you. So if we look at this plane, the distance is 2mm, as we can see. If we go from that angle, you could see it. So now we want to stitch these two together. So exactly the same, stitch, we'll put this at 3mm, surfaces, select that surface, apply, done. Now these two surfaces do not have the 2mm gap anymore as we had before. So it can work on in different ways. It doesn't have to be when both surfaces are on the same plane. Now the next feature is patch, which we've already looked at, but I'll show it on a 3D model and on a sketch. So here we just have a tube. I've just extruded a tube basically. If we select patch, find the loop, so we could use the outside or the inside. If I select the inside profile, you can see it's turned green. Click OK. Now that surface is patched over that. A way we could use that is thick and offset. Just showing you an example how you could use it. So you could select that surface, make sure it's going the right way. Yep, we can see it's going inwards. Click OK. Then that creates a solid, as we can see there. And we can turn the visibility off. So that's one way you could use it. Maybe instead of extruding, if you just wanted to do a different way, or sometimes that could be the best way to do it, you find. So that's the patch on a solid. Patch on a sketch we've already looked at. It's just simply, I'll do a circle. I'll do a circle again. We'll do 50mm. Finish sketch. Patch. Just select the profile. Okay, then we have the surface. Same again, you could thicken, offset any distance. Okay, then we have a solid created from that surface. Now the next one is ruled surface. This is quite a bit different. Also, I'll just go through Sculpt. Sculpt I'm going to show in a later video, in an assembly. At the moment we're in parts, so I thought it'd be best to do that in its own video, because I'm going to use it in assembly to show it. That's why we've missed Sculpt, in case you wondered. So ruled surface. Now with ruled surface, we can select this closed profile, and as you can see, it's extruded that profile, that closed profile. You can extrude it any distance you wanted. We can do 60. Oh, that's not worked. And it will be, go to 60. Okay. That's one. That's the first one. Just delete that feature. That was normal. Now we'll go tangent. For tangent, I'll select the outside profile to show, and we will do 30. And as you can see, it's gone outwards instead of upwards in direction. Click OK, and the same again. Thick and offset, just an example. If you wanted to put a flange on, maybe, that you'd find that's the best way. That's gone in the one direction. That's one way, and then we'll, if I delete this ruled surface. Now for the last one, I will need to create a path. So if I create a path in a direction, we will just dimension it 45 degrees. Just make sure it's fully dimensioned. Aligned 100. Right, so ruled surface. Now we could select the outside. Now we need a vector to select. So we'll use this as the vector, the line we've just dimensioned. I'll do the distance at 30 so you can see. Now, so basically, we've created that outer profile, which is already in the 3D model, selected that as we did in the normal, the first one that we did, but now it's like sweep, we've created a path for that now to follow. So we've created this 45-degree vector, and now this ruled surface will follow that, as we can see. Okay. And now we've just created that. Could be useful if you know, in something that you're modelling. Could be very useful. Personally, I've never used it, but it could be very useful to create that shape. Now we'll show you ruled surface. This is exactly the same. It's just to show this was on a 3D model, and this is on a surface. So it's exactly the same. We do normal. It will go up, as you can see. Again, that could be quite useful. We could create thick and offset from it on any plane or quilt. and then we can make that into a solid. I could see that being quite useful. So if we delete that, and then the same with, that'll just go out, and then the same with the last one to use the vector. The next feature is trim. We will use. Now this just trims a surface with another surface. This is what I'm going to show. So we will patch this closed profile, patch this closed profile. Sorry. Now trim, cutting tool. Which surface do you want to use as the cutting tool? Could be either. We'll select that one. Now you can see highlighted either side, so I could select that side. You can use this to switch sides. Click OK. Now that's cut this surface using this as the cutting tool, so it's cut it right down the middle. Pretty simple really to use, and that's really the trim. I'm going to show another example because you can also use a plane to cut. I'm just going to use something again. You can extrude a sketch to a surface, which I will show as well later. So we'll do this as, but I need to do it now just to show this. 130. Okay. Trim. See the cutting tool now we can select as a plane. If you can just see, I've selected that work plane, and then we can cut either side of this. And you could have this plane at an angle as well. This is just an example to show. So okay, and now that's cut this surface using this plane as a cutting tool, as you can see. Now next we'll look at extend. Pretty simple. We'll patch this. Literally just extends a surface. So if we want this edge or this edge, so we literally just select the edge. As you can see, 11mm. You can see it's extended. We could go to 25. Okay, it's extended the surface by 25, and we could do it in that angle by 20, and it will just extend the surface. Really simple. The same with if I wanted to do a closed profile again, just extend, select, and as you can see, it will extend. Really simple. Also, actually I'll show it on the last one. The next one is replace face. I've drawn a spline here. Now what replace face will do is, I have this block. Now what I need to do is extrude this spline, which if you look on the top right hand corner here, is solid mode. If I click that, it turns to surface. So now I'll extrude a surface instead of a solid. So now select the profile, which I want as a spline, the direction, which I need to go the other way. Actually in this one I'm going to do 2 next instead, to select that. So now that surface is extruded the whole width of that block. Okay, as you can see, that's created that surface. Now replace surface will make this solid follow this profile. So if I click on replace face, existing faces, which is this one, because we want this to go up, and then new existing faces we select as the surface, like that. Click OK, and now this block goes up and follows the curvature of this surface. Again, could be very useful. Now the last thing I'm going to show is extrudes, which I've already shown, but I wanted to show the changing of it. So as we can see, this will extrude a solid, which we don't want. We want to click this box to change the surface. So as before, we patched this square profile. So we'll show, just to show the difference. So if we patch, it will patch that closed profile like that, but we want to extrude it. So we click here, the solid box, which will then turn to extrude, distance 50mm. Okay, so now that extrudes that square. instead of making it a flat surface, it's extruded it out. And we can do it with a circle as well, which we've already shown. Again, it's just to show you can do it on any shape, and to try and get used to, you know, the change in it at the top as well. So 50mm, okay. Thicken offset, if I wanted to thicken it, you know, you can choose which direction, inside, outside, a little bit of both. The thickness of it, so I can change that to 2mm. Okay, now we've created a solid body. When you use that though, you will always still have the original surface. So you have a solid, but you'll always have the original surface. Also, to show the last, you can extrude. Because this isn't a closed profile, it will not give you the option to start off with as a solid, because when you extrude a solid, it needs to be a closed profile. So this will always, if it's just a line or a spline or anything without a closed profile, it will never give you the solid option. And the same again, distance 30, and then easy as that. That's the basics of surfaces. Like I said, I might try and put these IPTs somewhere. I'm not saying people are going to want to download them, but if you're new to Inventor and you're not really too sure on what you're doing, maybe you could download these IPTs and then copy what I've done to try and get you up to speed and get you used to doing it. I hope this video has been interesting and knowledgeable. Any comments, leave, like and subscribe, and anything you would like to see in the future, let me know. Any problems that you have that you can't quite figure out, or a way to model that you can't quite figure out, just let me know.